What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool live stream slash video. And today we are back in Planet Coaster, of course, in Westwood. And today marks the day of the final detailing for this park. So we have entered the final episodes of the officially entering the final episodes of this park. I know how sad that is. It is sad. But here we are at the entrance, back at the entrance. I haven't been at the entrance since like the very early episodes of Westwood. And we're about to get into this, to the final details of Westwood. Now, today we're going to be working on the just the entrance and the final detailing. And this will consist of path elements and finishing this building and some stuff like that will just finish this area off. And that's what's going to be what's really going to make this episode or these episodes pop. Now, the entrance is going to be pretty easy because for the most part I pretty much finished these things off. The only thing I really need to do here in the entrance area at the very beginning is to go in and light it up just a bit more. I think that's all I really need to do, is just to light up the park just a bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple lights into some different spots, and that's what we're going to do for the entrance here. So I'm going to add some of these for the entrance of Westwood, which will be really, really neat. And let's add some, let's see, we are in scenery. Let's go to building here. And we're going to add some more lighting right here and go to decorations. And we're going to add some awesome lighting effects here. Because I kind of want to add or light up the Westwood sign. That's going to be kind of what I want to do here, is kind of add a little bit of spice up to this sign here. So what we're going to do is, let's see if I can find, let's go to lights specifically and see if we can't light up the sign a little bit more. Because I kind of want to, let's see, that's too large, and we need to find something a little bit smaller. Let's see. Westwood, you need to be lit up just a bit. How am I going to light this up? I could do this and actually put a light underneath the ground just to make it lit up. Just so it's lit up. So actually I'm going to do something different. I'm going to change the color of this and make sure this is kind of goes with the style. And I'm going to make it that yellow color to kind of go with the rest of it. So, you can brighten and dim this up by literally just doing this. So I don't want it too bright, but I want it bright enough to where everyone can see it. There we go. That will look pretty good. And I know this park is going to lag like crazy, and you're just going to have to kind of bear with me as best as you can. And I know it's going to be kind of tough. And it was tough the last episode. The live stream was literally just lagging like crazy, and there's nothing I can do about that. Again, my PC just isn't powerful enough just yet. Again, I'm going to be upgrading it hopefully fairly soon, so we don't have this issue down the line in the future. So one thing, like these episodes, we're literally going to be finishing every section up. So once I move on, that section is going to be completed. That's the thing here. So just keep that in mind, that we are literally here to complete each part of the park. So that is what we're going to be doing. So here, I wanted to get rid of the entrance because I'm going to actually put different the ticket booths throughout the actual entrance building. And we're going to add some custom curbs here, I think. So let's go to building, and columns is always a good place to start to kind of look for these. You can really use whatever you want that would work, but you can use that, or even like the roof trims, and find something that would actually work pretty nicely. So something like, let's go with something more wooden. So yeah, let's go back to the columns, and I want to do like a wooden texture here for the for the curbs here. So what we're going to do is we're going to literally rotate this downwards. So we're going to use the angle snap to get it where we want there. We're going to take off the angle snap now, and we're going to change this color to a nice, actually I'm going to turn the lighting back on. That way we have some nice brown. Let's get a nice little brown texture here for this. There we go. And I want to add a railing to this as well, so we're going to do that, and we're going to add some nice railing pieces as well, if I can find exactly what I'm looking for here. Can't remember if it's under building or scenery. Hopefully it's under building. So what we're actually going to want to do probably is actually go to building here first, and we're going to want to place a object that is actually on grid, and just like put it out of sight. That way everything will count as a building, and we can literally just copy everything. That's going to be the idea here. So let's turn the angle snap back on and literally just do what we just did. So we're going to do that, turn it brown, and now we're going to make that and I just found the one item that I was looking for, and I wanted to get this kind of like woody wood texture here to build this fence. This fence is going to have some wooden posts like this. Don't know how tall that is, but it will be pretty good, hopefully. We're going to rotate this, and we're going to create a nice little custom fence here for the entrance of Westwood. So now all we have to do is literally just copy this and drag it around where we want it. And that's kind of the idea here. So we're going to want to rotate around, since this does kind of curve around just a bit. And we're just going to do this to both sides. And again, the final detailing episodes are probably going to be kind of long and tedious, as in it's going to take some time to get stuff just right, because we're doing the final details in every single area of the park. And I thought I'd, of course, start from the entrance and work my way all the way around until we are done. Some places aren't going to need some touching up at all. Some places are going to need some major detailing, and some places, you know, will remain untouched. Maybe we just won't know till we get there. So, and I might even start coming back a couple times. You never know, just in case there is something like, oh, I should have added this here, or this would have looked better if I done this as well. So, it's always hard. Like, is something actually truly finished? You know, you always got to think about that. And like, is this actually truly finished? So we're gonna have this little runway here, and I actually Silver Red just made a video of a path tutorial in Planet Coaster. That tutorial really will change everything for me because if you haven't seen it already, go check it out. It is a really good tutorial on how to make realistic paths, and boy does it make me feel like I did it wrong. My paths are wrong here in Westwood, so I'm gonna try and touch up on my pathing as well in Westwood. It won't be perfect, but I definitely want to touch it up, because I just watched that video before actually streaming today, and it's going to be a game changer. Like, it's going to actually change the way I make paths and stuff. I'm actually very excited for that, and I'm very, very glad that he made that, because it's actually going to really change the way I make stuff now. So, all right, so I'm going to delete these pieces. And what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to make it part of this building, and we're going to go to shops and facilities, and we're going to go to park entrances, or custom park entrances, and we're going to put our park entrance gates right here. Make sure we have them in the right direction, which I believe that's correct right there. And we have our paths, or entrance here. So now we have to connect these, because I guess they did not connect to them. If it will connect. Oh gosh, I may have messed this all up completely. Oh, don't do that to me. Looks like it's going to do that to me. Let me see. Let's go ahead and get rid of those real quick. And I'm going to try something else, just a little bit different. I'm going to try and not make it part of the building and see if that helps. So now let's go to shops and facilities. But the only thing is I'm going to have to fit it in here just perfectly. Because it's not connecting, it's connecting to one side, but it doesn't want to connect to the other, which kind of sucks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and delete this path as well and see if that will help. Because it should connect it perfectly now. See, I should have done this at the very, very beginning when I was actually making the entrance, but for some reason I didn't do it. And it kind of turned into a disaster here, obviously, and it comes back to haunt me and bite me in the butt a little bit. But it's okay, we'll manage and just adjust everything to where this will fit okay, so. Alright, that will fit there, and it's slightly sideways, which kind of is an annoyance. I think it actually made this a building. Maybe not. Yeah, it did. Alright, so let's edit this. Or no, we don't. We don't want to do that. I want to click this, go up into here, and then use the advanced move tool and rotate these to where they are. Oh gosh, not like that. And never mind. I mean, they don't look bad. I mean, you'd have to really look hard to see that they're not actually aligned forward, which is okay. I mean, it works. It works. So, all right, going through here. I'm not gonna touch. I don't know what I'm actually gonna do for this. If I'm gonna actually make a parking lot over here, because I had thoughts of that. But so we're going to leave that for right now, until I make that decision. So we're just going to have this normal entrance because it's how it's going to be for right now. And looking out over here, I'm looking at the guest relations building. I'm going to go in here and just add, I can see here just a little detail, how much I've improved on my detailing since I actually started, which is absolutely ridiculous because I'm sitting here looking at these older buildings. I'm like, they're okay, but now I'm just so much better at building buildings. You know, it's insane that I've improved so much. At least I feel like I have, because now I'm just looking at these like, man, I could have made these so much better, but they're not as good as they could have been, which is quite interesting. So. Alright, this isn't Christmas, I'm not going to do that. Let's go with that brown. I'm just going to throw some awnings on a couple of these windows, because I feel like they are just kind of underdone a little bit, and I'm not seeing really any lighting over here. Is this lit up? No, so we're going to need to add, let's add a little bit of some lights over here. Man, I didn't detail this that much. And it still took me forever and a day to actually do all these. Now, I don't want to touch up or do too much, change it too much by adding too many details, but I wanted to change it just a little bit, and because it is supposed to be a simple building, and that's what we're going to leave it as, and actually just leave it as a simple building, because that is what we were going for. And what it is, so. And with the little deck and everything, it looks pretty nice. Looks pretty good. So, and now we go over here. I don't think I need to touch up anything over here. It looks pretty good. The bushes and the plaza look pretty good. I don't think there's really anything I need to touch up in the entrance area at the moment. And if there is later, of course, I will change it up later. I'm debating whether to actually change this light here or not, because it does kind of seem a little bit too white the rest when everything else is like yellow. So I'm not entirely sure, but I mean it gives a nice contrast to the sign as well. So so it's not bad. I think I'm going to add a little bit to the entrance building, which is nearly 2,000 pieces, but not quite. So I hear the new update, you're actually going to be able to save blueprints up to 4,000. So they've actually doubled the size of blueprints. So they've increased it yet again, because it used to be 1,000 pieces, I think, back in the early days. And now they've actually increased it to, or they're going to increase it. They increased it to 2,000, which is what it is right now. And then the new update's actually going to make it all the way up to 4,000, which is absolutely incredible. And props to Frontier for that, because that is going to be very, very helpful to be able to do things with 4,000 pieces as blueprints. It's actually going to help. And I assume that you can upload those to the Steam Workshop as well with 4,000 pieces as well. So that would be really, really neat and really, really good and really cool. So I'm looking very much forward to that, even though those are some big buildings. And I would expect them to do their best to try and increase it even more in the future. So props to them. They're doing a great job with the game, and I hope they continue to keep improving like they have been. So I'm very excited for that. Alright, so we're moving on to the square, which is the entrance area of the park. We need to add a little bit of light, especially on this side. There's absolutely no light over there, and that definitely needs to be changed. So I'm going to go back to editing to this, and we're going to go back to the lights, because there's like no lights on the back side of the entrance building. And we need to light it up just a bit. So I'm very excited that we're here finally in the final stages here of Westwood, because I can't wait to share this park with you guys and just go further into detail with it. Alright, now like we are. Alright, so we're going to build these higher up till it reaches the top. And we're going to throw some nice lights on this as well. Thanks for visiting. Of course. And I think we're going to throw an area light as well over here with that yellow tint. And we're just going to throw it under the path. That way you get a good look at the sign right here. So, all right, we're going to add a couple of awnings to these, because they do just kind of look a little bit bare. And that looks pretty good. Now that that's kind of lit up. So we're going to go over to this building, which looks like I actually made these all apart. The same building. So that works out. So we're going to light these up as well, because there's literally no lights on these buildings at all, which does need to change. So let's see what other lighting effects can we do. Other lights. Lights. I do know I need to change the path in this building. It's completely messed up. So we'll get to that in just a moment. Alright, let's have this hanging from the edge here. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And let's put a lantern on the top there. Brilliant. And this place looks like it's missing some awnings as well, so. So we're going to add a couple of awnings to the Western Goods Shop here on Town Square. And that's looking pretty good. And let's see. I think we want to go to scenery lights. Yes. And I want to add a couple of these on like the edges here of the posts. Because it will fit it quite well. There we go. We'll put them right here on these as well to the entrance of the Western Goods gift shop. And that looks really good. Now let's see if we can't do something with the pathing here, because this is absolutely terrible. Alright, let's see what we can do. So I'm going to select the... I think my issue here that I had was I had issues selecting the grid. So I found a fix for this, at least I think. Is you just got to get a hold of this grid. Like this. There, we got a hold of it. And now we can fill in the inside of this shop, which I'm not doing any interior design because, you know, there's not really any point to it. And then if we deselect the grid, we're going to use this. I'm going to turn angle snap off as well. I want to try and get it lined up here. Let's see if I can't. There we go. Much better. That's much more neat. A lot more neat. And it ended up being a lot easier than I thought it was going to end up being. So that works. Because I know I had that messed up completely on the inside of that building. So that building's looking pretty good. There was, again, I don't think there's like too much we need to do for the entrance of Westwood. So we're just going to be adding details here and there, especially for the nighttime stuff, because we need to just add more, mostly add a lot of lights in that regard. Oh gosh, didn't mean to do that. And literally, we're just going to light the place up with as many lanterns as we can. And then, of course, I want to add some decorations as well. Let's add some different awnings here, so we're not getting too repetitive. That way we add a little bit, I'm also trying to add a little bit more detail to some of the buildings as well, so, on the square. Because the square is going to be very important. It's a very important part of the park because it's the first thing the guest will see. Is, of course, the square. I'm very interested to see how the guests react when they first come into the park, where everyone's going to be going, like where the flow of the entire guests are all going to go. That's very something I'm very looking forward to, trying to figure out where all the guests are going to go. What do I have in here? I have a chief beef. Okay, so I have some food stalls in there. So I need to come up with a name of this place. Westwood. Let's go. Let's go Westwood. The Westwood Westwood Food Co. Brilliant. Done. I clicked done. There you go. Alright, so let's see. We're going to now... Let me set the lighting back up to AM so I can see. I wanted to keep the entrance very bare on the square with a natural path to give it more of a feel for, you know, the western feel to it. I don't know what my camera's stuck into right now. But it's like stuck. Alright, there we go. I fixed it. Alright, so I want to add some curbs here. That I think will be nice. So let's find something that we can use for curbs. I'm thinking about using these. Just to kind of cover up those. I think it will look a little bit better. Yeah. So we'll go all the way down with this to there. And then we'll continue it this way. I could be using the longer one. I just thought of that. But I want precise placement, so I'll just keep using the small ones. And obviously, I was not very straight with these. Oh boy. Now you're going to be difficult to... There we go. It's like you're going to be super difficult to select, aren't you? I had it completely even. This should be a completely straight path, too. So that's kind of interesting that it's did not want to do or work out with me. You should be perfectly aligned with this. This should not be happening here. Oh, maybe we just need to move it over a little bit. So it looks like it's still straight. There we go. Let's try that. Of course, I'm going to have to do the copy and paste thing now every single time because I won't automatically duplicate it. But that's okay. We just got to get all the way down here and we'll be good to go. I actually want to keep that. Why did you turn that green? Why did that turn green? That's interesting. Alright, so I'm going to leave this open for specific reasons. Alright, so I'm going to actually start using a little bit of the pathing strategy here. So I'm going to see if I can't smooth this out. It's such a useful tip. So you kind of try and get in the middle here. You'll create a pathway, you'll delete it, and it creates a smooth path. Which is actually interesting itself. But since the textures are going to kind of go crazy there, I'm just going to actually leave this a 90-degree angle now that I think about it. But we're going to be using that quite a bit. And we'll be using that a little bit later here in just a little bit. See, I don't know why this isn't straight. It's quite interesting, but that's okay. Oh my. And I still don't understand why my headset crackles. I know I've been saying this like the past 2 episodes, but like my headset is still crackling when I live stream. It doesn't do it any other time. It's very, very strange. I'm very I really don't understand it. It confuses me quite a bit, and it just makes it a little aggravating to work sometimes because it's just like crackle, 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 and it's like a very frustrating kind of sound too, which is kind of interesting. All right, so we'll get this. So I've actually turned down my volume, and it's actually reduced it quite a bit. So it's quite a lot better, to say the least. Man, I'm super pumped for my next project because I know it's going to be even better than Westwood. I know that's hard to believe because Westwood is going to be pretty hard to top, but I think it will top it. I really do believe that. All right, let's go to natural paths. I'm a firm believer that it will be topped. Because now I've learned a lot more skills while I've built Westwood and everything, and I think it's going to be something that I'm going to be able to top, and I'm going to be able to push myself to create stuff that's even better than Westwood. But I'm still very proud of this park, but by no means am I gonna bash it or anything like, oh man, I wish I could have done this better, which I could have. There's a lot of things I could have done better in this park, and that's what I'm hoping to accomplish here in the final detailing aspects, that I'm gonna be able to really just kind of finish this off and make it look like how I want it in the final product, because I know there's a lot of stuff that I could actually fix to make this even better. Alright, so what we're going to be looking at here is, I'm just going to use the wooden fence here to get us to the, right after the square here, to the clock tower area. Because it's much needed here. Alright, we're going to use the, let's go ahead, we're going to go ahead and use the corner piece here. And that will work. And then we're going to do the fun task of connecting these two. And we're just going to have to do angle snap off and see how this turns out. And the answer is not very good. That's okay. Crackle, crackle. But I've got new plans of how this is going to work. So we're going to place a piece there, which will work just fine. And now I'm going to go back to building, and we're going to go columns, and just use, we're just going to use a wooden piece here to connect it. Which doesn't fit as well as I hoped. Alright, let's turn angle snap off, or do that. And that will actually work okay. And then we're just going to make a kind of like a support here by just doing this, and we're going to rotate it upwards and sink it in to the Z ground. Nope. Here we go. And we can also add to that by adding some certain light. We'll just go to scenery. We'll use lights, camera, and action. And we will add a nice little lantern to light this spot up. Alright, we can have like a wooden piece right there that actually will look kind of cool. Alright, we're actually going to go ahead and add on to this by creating another support structure for this, and put one right there as well. And there you have it. That's looking quite neat and dandy. Yeah, so that is all pretty much taken care of. We just need to go back here, and this needs obviously something around it. And we're actually just going to use a wall with a roof trim on the top. And that will look good right there. Maybe. I might actually move both of these to the outside like that. There we go. Nope. There you go. Oh, and let's just put that there. So that's more supported. There we go. So guests can go back in these little alleys, which will be kind of neat. But we don't want them going off into our river or lake, whatever you want to call it. That's something we don't want. Alright, so the square is looking pretty good. I'm going to do another night check on this. See how well everything's kind of lit up. Looking pretty decent, except, of course, the unfinished building that we started to build at the beginning of the park, but never actually finished. Interestingly enough. And this was meant to be kind of a corner building, which was going to be more of a facade than anything. And I don't think I was actually planning on making this a real building, or like actually accessible. So with that being said, let's try and finish this thing. So what I wanted to do originally here, if I remember correctly, is actually make a piece here that's diagonal, that comes out at you, kind of like so. See, the height should be good there. And we're just going to pull it across like that. And we'll use the same wall as well. This one. Except it's going to go higher than... Well, only a bit higher. Just to give it that dominant feeling. Like, this is the top of this building. Alright, and now we're going to get its roof going here. Just a bit. And I'm going to copy this around so it is textured correctly. And then we can copy this piece to fill that in, maybe. Alright, let's change the grid size here. We'll place that there. And we're going to place a piece around this at the top with a different texture here. We'll use one of these. And this will rotate around here. And that's looking pretty darn awesome. So we're gonna want to add some doors and windows and different decorations to this. Let's go to doors. And I want to add a nice double door. Oh my gosh, headset. I overuse that door quite a bit on this park. So maybe I need to find something different for once. Does anyone agree? Yes, let's put this door. Kind of like a barn-ish kind of door. Barn. And we'll decorate this to make it look quite beautiful. And we want to put... Let's put a double window above. And let's go ahead and center that as best as we can. That looks good right there. Whoop, whoop. And let's throw in some awnings over some of these. Yeah. And let's go ahead and trim this up a bit and give it some nice, beautiful, colorful trims. We're going to want to turn angle snap on, of course. And thankfully this one's going to take quite a few pieces, therefore I can just copy it without it doing the diagonal glitch that it likes to throw. Nope, it's still going to throw the diagonal glitch at me. I think it happens like the first time. Why? Why the diagonal glitch? I hate that glitch so much. It's such of a... It's pretty much of an annoyance at this point. I hope they kind of fix that. It's like, why do you have to do that? Alright, let's make a horizontal piece as well to complement our vertical pieces. See, we'll get you to the end right there. And I don't know exactly what this building is. It's just kind of a facade. Kind of building to fill in. Of course there would be a gap there. Not anymore. Alright, we're going to move this horizontal... No, I didn't want to do that. I pressed the wrong thing. We need to control X, not just X. Looks like that's coming through the door. We don't want it to show through the door, so we'll pull you back just a smidge. Alright, now we're gonna want to do this to the corner pieces as well. There we go. And it's kind of off-centered, which is funny. But it gives it originality, and it's not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect, and that's the perfection of it. Alright, so we're going to want to add some light for this building. What else can we add? I feel like we can add a bit more to it. Because I feel like it is just kind of small. Let's make sure we put a sign on here that will look good. I really would appreciate it if my headset would stop crackling. I'm sorry if that was loud. I apologize. We'll name this in a moment. For now, we just need to figure out what we're doing. Maybe we can add some of these. And that'll make that kind of a more tight fit there. And let's see. I don't know if I like that or not. It doesn't look bad. Alright. Let's go to walls now, and we're going to kind of do the same thing like we did with the top of the other one. Except I think we're going to use a different texture. Because why not? And this will pretty much complete the shape of the building. Did I do that backwards? Yeah, I did. That's alright. It looks good that way anyways. So I don't care. Alright, so we're going to make corners here. Just simple corners for this. Pretty much holding this building up. And let's see, let's get some roofs. And we'll put these on the top as well. at least on the sides. Now it's time to add a couple of windows. Windows. Those are way too tall. Let's lower that down a bit. Awnings. Alright, let's use these, because I haven't used these enough. And if now for a little bit of trim here. Alright, we are on angle snap. There we go. Perfect. Alright, let's add a mini window here as well. Just to fill in that, we're just going to fill in that spot a little bit. There we go, back to the lights. Those actually look cool right there over the awnings. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, 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 yeah. Gotta love the music. Let's see, maybe we should do... something like that. Some lights on this will be good. Alright, let's throw a trim on this side as well. That way it has, or it looks something, has something good about it there. And let's add just a bit more trimming. Oh my. You always gotta be at a certain angle or it's not gonna work very well. Alright, let's pull you in just a bit so you're behind that trim. You know what these are missing? They're missing some flower boxes, I think. Flower boxes are always very nice. We'll just align to surface, change this to a nice brown. That looks pretty good. Should I add them to these as well? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Alright, so that side of the building is looking pretty well detailed, and that's good. I feel like we could add a little bit more detail to the diagonal piece. Take a look here. Alright, so now we got to figure out how the guests are going to get to this area, since it is on a little bit of a higher level. Didn't think about that as well, so... let's go back to building, roofs. Because I'm going to have have something kind of like this. Ugh, the fighting textures are terrible. I don't like it. Oh gosh, it's like it's having a seizure or something. Angle snap deactivated. I'm gonna make this just tall enough to where it's not gonna have fighting textures. And to where I can make it look like there's stairs going up to this door. There we go. Now for the rest of it, we're going to go to... Am I under building? Yes. Yes, I'm under building. Of course I'm under the correct thing. Why wouldn't I ever be under the correct deal? I'm going to put these on here to kind of serve a little bit as a fence. Kind of like a deck. Right there. And we should probably continue it over here like so. Onto these. Yeah. There we go. Looks really good. It's very easy, and it's very simple to just throw those in there. So, and now we just got to do this, and we'll see how we'll get this taken care of. Angle snap, thank you very much. Alright, so we're taking care of these stairs here. So these are going to be there to guide our guests up the stairs. Kind of. If you want to view it that way. I love how everything's not even, because that's the point of it. That it's supposed to be imperfect. Alright, we'll have some posts here as well. That will also have some lights on top of them. These lights. Because I love these lights. Alright, we're going to just make these perfectly aligned up here. One on there. And then also, of course, one on here. For lighting purposes. Yeah, alright. Now, we gotta go and edit this, or detail this part of the building just a bit. And we're gonna make it kind of similar to what we did to the other side as well. So we're gonna put these in there. We're gonna get nice awnings. I used this one. I remember, and I did not want to put it there. There you go. Excellent. My plan is working. So far. At least, I hope it is. Angle snap still on, which works in my favor. Alright, I want to move this up here. And that looks good. And just add some lights. I'm so happy that I finally got to this building. I'm finally finishing this building. I like started it and never finished it, so that's what ended up happening. Alright, let's put an air unit up here that no one will ever see. For realism purposes. Alright, I feel like we need to edit the certain parts just a bit more. Let's just do one. That way I can place one here. Go Control X and make the same double window that we did over there. We're just gonna raise her up a little bit. Let's get that window, or that flower box in there. Of course you would do that. Alright, let's get the trim on top. Nope, not like that. Thank goodness for the advanced move tool. What would we do without it? Probably wouldn't be able to create a lot of things like we have been able to today. That's what. Alright, why aren't you straight? There you go. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind that. Actually, let me copy this to the bottom because there's actually one on the bottom as well. And then I can do this. That way they somewhat look identical on either side. There we go. This building's starting to come together. Let's edit this one just a little bit. Maybe it just needs some more trimming. That's what I'm thinking. Because it needs a little bit more detail to it. To my understanding here. By just looking at it, I feel like that's what it could use. Is just some more detailed trims here or something like that. And that's what we're going to give it. Already looking better. Just by adding that little strip of wood. Actually helped out quite a bit. Alright, let's take a look at this at night to make sure we're all lit up pretty decently. Yeah. Look at that square. Oh my gosh, it's so lit. We need to light up the clock tower more though, that is for sure. Which we will do here in just a moment. So once we get that done, we'll be pretty much done with detailing the entrance, which was probably the least amount of detailing we had to do because at the very beginning I detailed this pretty well to begin, just right off the bat. So there's not going to be a whole lot to have to do here. Alright, that building's looking good. We just got to come up with a name for this building, and we'll just call it Westwood. Oh man. What can this building be? Let's call it Westwood Storage, where they actually store all different materials and things like that. So and it's a place where companies can buy, a place where companies can store all their goods and stuff like that. It's kind of small, but it'll work. Alright, now we're into the kind of the last part that we need to detail in this episode, which is the clock tower, because this is all completed. We're gonna, after this, we are gonna be heading in kind of like the direction where we started off, so we're gonna be doing Westwood Shores in the next episode. We're gonna be detailing everything we need to in this section all right here. And then we'll move on to like the mining company, and then the ghost town, the invention company. So you can see about how many episodes kind of are left in Westwood. It's narrowing down to just a couple, and I'm probably going to be doing a lot of these episodes in just the next couple days, for the simple fact that we're coming to the end, and that we're on the final details. So, alright, so we're gonna go ahead and add some nice lights here to the clock tower. That way it's more of a beautiful centerpiece here. Alright, let's make this nice and wide. And I'm gonna put 2 of these lights at the bottom, just to really light that up on there. And I want to do it on the we're going to do it on the other side as well. That way you can really see this from a distance. And it really is that centerpiece element of the park, kind of at the entrance of the park. So if you're like over here, you can still see the beautiful clock tower in all its glory, and it looks absolutely stunning from Westwood Shores and all that stuff. So there's not too much to actually do on the clock tower itself. The clock tower itself is done, so mainly what we got to work on is just kind of like some fencing around here and different elements like that. So what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to continue this fence, kind of like that fence over into this area as well. So I'm going to go into building, and we're going to create a fence for this square here that will hopefully be beautiful. So we're going to start off with a piece that will make this a building. So we'll just place this under here, and then we will get our actual pieces that we're going to use for this here as well. So let's change the color of this. So I was thinking I should probably make this pretty similar to this piece as well. And we'll go to Windows, Decorations, and yeah, it's too small. Let's create our own kind of custom fence here. We're going to create a custom fence. So I'm going to use the small pillar here. So turn angle snap on. We're going to make this fence beautiful. Alright, and we'll get the... Should we get the longer piece? Yeah, the longer piece will fit in here just perfect. Alright, so let me select this. If I pull it over here, that's what I thought. But that's okay, we can easily fix that by... Actually, what I'm going to do is place this. I'm going to edit this building, and I'm going to get rid of the end posts. That way we can literally just move those and connect them flawlessly, kind of like so. Connect them the way that we need to. And I believe our thing's just slightly diagonal, which is a little bit of annoyance, but we're going to have to deal with it anyways, so yay for us. I'll probably put a lot of some path elements, like some lamps and stuff, lampposts on this as well. Alright, so this one will go right here. And then we'll get to the edge here. At least as close as the edge as we can. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit that one specifically so it will actually reach over there. Oh my goodness, why does it have to be slightly diagonal? That's, again, it's that kind of like that annoyance slightly, but we have to deal with it because there's nothing we can really do about it. So we're just, for this, we're just going to extend this a little bit longer, like that. That way it fits. Alright, continuing on. I don't want to edit that. I just want to copy and paste these. I don't know if I can select multiple ones and move them down. I don't think I've ever tried that. I can save them as a blueprint, but that's about it. So man, that just that slight diagonal to it. I don't know why it has that slight diagonal to it. Probably because the bottom piece is slightly diagonal. It's not actually straight. That makes sense. I see what I did there. I understand why it's diagonal now. Slightly, because that main piece that I put down is actually not... It's slightly diagonal, and that's what it's going based off of. Now I see why that is. It's not a glitch. It's just going based off of that. So I'll have to keep that in mind in the future. Definitely. I probably could have made these just a little bit longer. Otherwise, this is probably going to take on a little bit long. But that's okay. This episode's probably not going to be as long, so I can take a little bit more time on these. I probably just should have went ahead and put lamps on these as well. That way I don't have to place them later. But again, I guess I don't think about these things beforehand, and that is my fault. That is my fault. Here we go. Now, I have very high hopes for my next project, which I'm in the very early stages of planning for my next park after Westwood, because Westwood has been such a beautiful park that I've been so very proud of, and I know I can actually top it, and that's the most exciting part. The fact that I know I'm going to be able to top it off with something even better just excites me. And, you know, I'm definitely going to maintain this park as we go along as well. So that's another exciting aspect at the same time. Because I'm going to be maintaining this park. I'm actually going to rotate this just a pinch this way so I can get kind of back on track. Because I actually was not perfectly straight. Believe it or not. Again, the beauty of imperfection is beautiful. Alright, I'm going to place one more, and then I'm going to actually adjust this pathway here at the edge. Because what we're going to be doing here is actually smoothing this pathway out with the tutorial that I just saw from Silverette. So what you do is you go into a corner, once you find one of these pieces, kind of get it in there. Oh gosh, I'm in natural paths. Don't want to be in natural paths. Not that it probably even matters, but you'll go in here. It might even take a couple tries. Delete it. and it actually smooths it out a little bit to where it creates a piece there. So that one wasn't where I wanted it to be, so let's try and go this way and see what happens. It's weird how it didn't actually make it straight. So you can actually go in and continue this trend until you get it. You can do that, and then as you can see, I'm trying to, you can actually start shaping it out a little bit, which is quite interesting itself. That way you get a nice smooth transition. This wasn't the best example, but it's actually quite nice. But as you can see, it's, instead of just kind of like the corner, it's actually nice and wide here, and it looks actually really good here. So I'm actually very cool. Very cool. Alright, so I'm going to want to actually move this piece. Now that I've done that. Because now we're just like, what's going on? We're over here now. Some guests are probably going to go through it just a little bit, but that will be okay. So I'm not gonna go too far over in this direction because we're actually not detailing this that area over here yet. We're just getting the fence around this. And we will be on our way to success. Alright, so I'm going to grab one of these pieces. And we're going to start going over here. Let's turn angle snap on so we can get this perfect. There we go. And now we can start on this side. Which we don't probably really need any fences here, but it will make sense in the end to have them. See, these aren't perfectly straight, and it's bugging me. Here, let me actually, oh gosh, I didn't want to do that. Let's actually move this. See, as you can tell, it's not straight, and it bugs me. But just after some alignments and skill, we'll get her in there, get her done, and as well as we can. Okay, so I can actually have the option here. Instead of doing that, I can actually have the option, and I'm going to delete these for right now, to do the same thing to this side of this path as we did over there. If I can get this perfectly centered. See, what you do is you do that, just delete it, and it will actually kind of make a angle there that actually works out. I'm going to do it to try and do it over here as well. 90-degree turns don't work as well, obviously, but so I think we'll keep that one at 90 degrees, but we'll keep this one like this. Alright, we're going to turn angle snap off, particularly for this. Alright, and we're going to go rotate this all the way around here. Alright. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, so we're going to rotate this back this way. And might just get rid of the curbs here, that way they're not in my way like they are currently. Nope. I hate it when I click on the wrong thing. It can be frustrating. It's like, no, I didn't want to do that. Why? Alright, so let's rotate you just over here. We're gonna have to pull you forward just a bit. There we go. That's where I was looking for. Nope. Don't select that green one. That's what we don't want. Alright, I'm gonna have to rotate you a bit this way. Pull it back a bit, make it nice and clean. That's the one thing, is we gotta make sure we have fences blocking off anywhere we don't want our guests to end up going. I placed you, and now I pressed the wrong button, of course. I wanted to press R, so I can edit this building, and actually move this. That way we can create a post for this. That way we can connect it to that just perfectly fine. Oh gosh. Alright, so let's go in here and not actually edit the building, but we're going to copy it. Because we want this to be connected over here. To be exact. So what we're going to do is click that there, and now I'm going to actually edit this one. And we're going to get rid of the top parts of that. And I'm just going to copy this to where it's clean with that. There we go. And there we have some fencing around that area, which is beautiful. And of course, we do need some over there as well. I'm just like, yay, I'm done. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, I'm not. I'm not done yet. It's like, I only wish I was done. All right, I don't know what happened there, but we'll get another post in there. Which I just ended up moving this by accident instead of actually copying. Of course. Why would it have gone any differently? There we go. And that is good. I'm gonna add it now, or just some scenery. Let's get rid of that align to surface, please. So we're going to add some bushes and fill this up. And get it looking nice and pretty. Because that's what we want it to be, is nice and pretty. So we do that, and then add a couple of smaller trees throughout here. It will look quite brilliant. Yeah. I like this tree. Let's get the small version there. All right, now that's looking more right, more brilliant. Alright, now I wanted to fill this in as well, just a little bit at the same time. Even if it's just some of these. Nice and full. There we go. Alright, we're looking good. We're looking good. Alright, so we're going to Control X this all the way over here, and we're going to create this backside. And I Control X'd the wrong one. I didn't want to do that one. Alright, here we go. This time it's for realsies. Alright, all we really need to do now is we're going to do this backside real quick. I'm just going to do it to a certain point. Probably about right here. Voice, why? And we're just going to build it all the way down. And then we're just going to add some lighting around this entrance plaza, kind of. The little plaza down here, if you count it as a plaza with a huge clock centerpiece. Whichever you prefer to call it. We're going to place this. I'm going to try and be a little bit quick about this, as quick as possible. I'm going to rotate you just a little bit more. Am I even halfway? Maybe a quarter. Maybe a quarter of the way. Alright. But I hope everyone's having a terrific day. At least that's the hopes. I know I can't stop thinking about finishing this park. Like, it's just been on my mind, like, oh my gosh, when I get this finished, I can't wait to see just how the cinematic video is going to be and all that stuff. I've actually already been prepping for a, kind of like a teaser trailer for all the videos that are going to happen in this park. Kind of like a park teaser trailer, like almost like a TV spot is what it's going to be like. Something that you would probably see as a TV commercial. Is kind of like what this the trailer is going to be like a trailer, as in like, oh, this park is opening, you got to come visit. Opening in spring of 2017. So I haven't have a set opening day for this park, but hopefully it will be, if not late March, sometime in April. So this park's probably going to set to open sometime in April, May at the very latest. So after I finish the park, don't expect videos of it, you know, instantly right away, because that's probably not going to happen. I mean, I'm going to do my best, but don't expect it like right off the bat, the next day, there's the cinematic video. Because I want to make sure I do it all right. And put a lot of effort into it. And then, of course, I will upload it to the Steam Workshop, so you guys can go check it out for yourself. Which I had it on the Steam Workshop for a very short time, and then I actually took it down. But I will be putting it back up. It's always a good idea to actually have stuff on the Steam Workshop even when you're not finished with it, because it actually acts as a very nice backup file, just in case, you know, your computer goes dead or you lose progress of something and that's actually still there. It actually can be very helpful and a lifesaver sometimes. Like the times where my game was not saving. I actually figured out the reason of that, so that's why I didn't really care of having it on the Steam, or why I didn't really have it on the Steam Workshop anymore. But it can actually really help as a backup file, and that's really nice for to have for on the Steam Workshop. All right, I think we're almost there. Oh wow, yeah. Don't you just love placing fences with me? I bet you do. It's actually one of the most boring parts about this is placing fences. Because it can take such a long time. I kind of want to get a head start for next episode, so I'm going to place this down just a little bit further. Just a pinch further. Can you believe it, guys? We're getting into the end of Westwood. I feel like we just started this park yesterday, and here we are, literally on the edge of getting this thing done, this place done. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and build this all the way down to the end, and then we'll call it good. Then I'm gonna see what it looks like at night, see if we need to add a lot of lamps or park lighting, and see if we have to do any of that, because that will be something that we will want to have to do. Oh my. As much as I want to implement some of the pathing tutorials that I saw a while ago, I'm only going to be able to do so much because since I already developed the park without, because I would hate to actually go in and have to redo everything. There we go. That will go there, and I think that's going to do it. So let's take a look what it looks like at night around those areas, and they could use some lighting. I think they could. So let's go into scenery and take a look at these lights. And we could place some of these. Place some of the lamps around, which will probably be our best bets. As these lamps actually, these in-game lamps actually work very well for Westwood, so I have no problem with placing these. Alright, so we're going to go around. And I'm not going to place a cajillion of them, just enough to kind of light up some areas. And then we'll also place a couple of benches and things like that, just to kind of finish it off. Alright, let's rotate it back this way. And this is, I hope this park looks, my hope is that this park looks really great at night as well. It's going to be the hopes. Alright, we can place one over here as well. Let's just rotate you that way. Get you in this corner. And make it perfectly aligned, at least as close as we can. Alright, where else do we need to go? We need to go backside. Backside over here. Let's rotate you a little bit that way. Kind of want the base is kind of hidden for the most part is what I'm going to be going for here. There's another one. Because we don't want anybody walking in the dark. That's for sure. Alright, and let's put one on this corner as well. Because it's dark over here. There we go. Now, we're going to place a couple of path elements. Like some park benches. Let's place some of these. Because they look pretty old. And they'll fit the theme pretty well with Westwood. Alright, this is looking pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with this. Alright, let's go bins. And let's use the barrel bins because it fits the best. Make sure that no one's littering in here. That's very important. Last thing you want is some guests littering in your park. I can't wait till security guards as well. That's gonna be a really nice addition to the game as well. Having some security guards monitor your park and add some realism as well. Alright, I already had this here. Let's go ahead and change that to this park bench. Same with this. We'll put in the barrel bin, as it's called. Alright, let's, real quick before we go here, we're going to go and add some more scenery to this spot right here as well. So we're just going to add some more bushes. Pretty much what we did right over there. And then we're going to be getting into the challenge of the Westwood Shores Lake, Pond, whatever you want to call it, area over here. That's going to be an interesting place to actually work on because of all the water. This one got a little bit too high up for my taste. Alright, a couple of birch trees. Let's get a couple of different sizes in there so they look good. And this tree. Again, let's get a couple of different sizes in there. Alright, and that's pretty populated. And that will probably about wrap it up for this detailing episode. So we did the entrance. It's all completely done. Again, just because this is the final detailing, if I still have the opportunity to come back and say, oh, I could have added this. That can still happen. But for the most part, everything in this entrance area is going to be complete. And as I do that, I'm just adding a bit of foliage here and there as well. So that way, that is all dandy and done. And we're just going to rotate so they look at least slightly different a little bit. And yeah. Alright guys, so the Westwood entrance looking pretty complete. And just a couple of fences. I'll probably do this more in the Westwood Shores episode, but because there's actually something I want to try out over here in the next episode. So when we come back, we will be working on Westwood Shores and final detailing on Westwood Shores. And that's going to be the first area of final detailing. And if it doesn't take too long, maybe we'll move straight into the mining section as well. If this doesn't have much to do, because I don't think there's a whole lot to do in Westwood Shores. For the most part, it's pretty much done. I want to add a couple of details here and there, though, but it will be quite nice and quite cool. So, anyways, the entrance detailing pretty much complete. I don't think there's really much else I need to do here, except, just move on to the next section. So, Anyways, I think that's about all I have for you guys in this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more content like this, for more episodes of Westwood. So we're getting to the final stages, and if you'd like to purchase some or to even check out some JLW Games merchandise, link in the description for that as well. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye.